So there's one more main area of masters that I wanted to cover, and that is the fact that we can actually frame out our pages. What I mean by that is we can add placeholders to our pages so that every single page will have that asset, and it'll also allow us to sort of create a design beforehand, and then when we actually get into the document itself, we can start implementing the design. So for example, let's go ahead and go back into our document right here. We have all this text working like so, going down. It's looking good. But let's add some images to this. But we don't actually have our images right now. So what we can do is we can add in some placeholders. So let's go into the A master once again, and let's go over here, and we're going to go to this rectangle frame tool. And what this is going to create a frame, which is basically just a placeholder. So what I can do is I can click right here, and let's drag it right like that. And so now what we've done is we've created this placeholder that's going to be on every document, just like all the master stuff, except if we right click on it, we can actually choose what content is going to be in it, and we can assign properties based on that. So we could say that there's going to be more text here, we could say that it's going to be a graphic, or that's just unassigned. Let's go with graphic, because that's going to allow us to do the text wrap. So when we go into text wrap, we can say that maybe we want a picture or a chart or something right here on every single one of the documents, but we want it to end that column. So everything beneath it we don't want anymore. And remember, back in the text wrap tutorial, we covered exactly these buttons right here. So this button right here is going to make it so that it's going to jump all of the text to the next column. And it's not going to let anything go to the left and the right, but that's okay because we don't actually have anything to the left and right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to say the text is going to come to right here, then it's going to hit this photo, and then after this we don't want anything, we're going to have it jump to the next column. And so even though we haven't put any text in yet, at least on this page, we haven't put any text, we can still do stuff like text wrap, because now once we get into the actual pages, so let's click back up here into the pages, you'll notice that this frame now allows us to sort of just place our images, and it allows us to see what the images would look like even if they're not presently here. And you'll notice that it also added a little bit extra room because we're pushing all of this down every single time. Let's say though that we like it on the first page, we like it on the second page, but the third page, we don't want the text frame there. What we can do is we can actually sort of select past it, and we can change it by just deleting it or moving it around. And you'll notice that each one of these columns we can select, and that's because once we've added the text in, it made all of these actual elements instead of those frame holder, placeholder things. Remember how we hit Control Shift to make them actual elements? So we can lock them right here up in the Layers tab, and that'll allow us to select behind it, or we can just go ahead and hide them for a second. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lock the middle one right here. I'm going to hit Control Shift, and then I'm going to click on the frame right there. And we can move it over here. So maybe we wanted it over here on this page, or maybe let's say we wanted it up here, but that's a little much. So let's actually put it right here. I kind of like it right there. And we can actually put the text wrap so that it just doesn't go left and right here. And so now we've moved this around. It saved us some time because now it's exactly the same size. So we know the sizes are the same, but now we can just kind of move these around. So we can do the exact same thing on this page. Go ahead and lock the middle of this so that we can select behind it, because let me just show you what we don't. If we don't sort of lock the middle of it, then if I try to select this, it's just always going to select the layer on top of it. So if I lock it, I can then get to it. And then let's move this one over to the left right here, like so. And then again, let's change up that text wrap because now we don't actually want it to do that. And now we have some good places that we can start putting our text. We can start putting our images into the text. And so that's the power of framing. We don't have any pictures yet, but we still have the ability to design our document and to start working with our document to sort of lay out how the pictures might go in. And now we can look at it and we can see how the text is going to flow and how all the aspects are going to work with one another.